Kia ora, and welcome to Thursday's Economy Watch, where we follow the economic events and trends that affect Aotearoa. I'm David Chaston, and this is the international edition from interest.co.nz, and today we lead with news the Trump administration has been unnerved by the rising yield investors are demanding for their long-dated bonds. They have now moved to provide liquidity support for the US Treasury 30-year bond, effectively spending deficit dollars to bid down the yield and the price up on secondary markets. They didn't like the free market signal, so they're using resources to twist them. Bond professionals are sceptical today's move is anything but a short-term salve because they are still raising huge new funds to support their deficit spending, more than $500 billion in just the past 60 days. It is a move that has seen the US dollar fall, gold rise, and pushed up the price of commodities, including crude oil. Bitcoin sparked back into life with a sharpish rise too. Elsewhere today, the minutes of the July Fed meeting were released, the one where there were 3 dissenters all wanted to raise rates to counter the inflation threats. It was also revealed how many non-voting members supported raising rates too. But to be fair, subsequent data has shown that their labour market is cooling rather faster than they anticipated and that inflation has dipped slightly. It's still well above their policy target, however. Today's Treasury interventions and the related inflation-inducing market reactions will be watched closely by the 12 voting members. Meanwhile, US mortgage applications fell slightly last week, staying weak, and back to levels they were in the first half of 2025. And US commercial crude oil stocks rose sharply last week, taking the rising run to 3 straight weeks. However, their strategic reserves fell again, and are now at levels so low they are concerned about the physical infrastructure. The US's tariff renegotiation deadline with Canada has been pushed back a few days. The Americans say it's because a deal is close. The Canadians say there are still details to be agreed, although a deal is close and one far different to the 50% threat. It'll be interesting to see how the Canadian dairy sector fares in all of this. The exchange rate market reaction to the US Treasury move has taken the pressure right off the Japanese yen. And Japanese machinery orders continued their yo-yo pattern in June, now up 16.9% from a year ago. Export orders were particularly strong. In Australia, big tech is raising bond financing to support their global AI rollout ambitions. Google raised more than $5 billion Australian dollars yesterday after being flooded with more than $18 billion in market offers. This is a honeypot sure to attract more big tech borrowers. The US Treasury 10-year yield is now just on 4.65%, down 6 basis points from this time yesterday. The 30-year yield is at 5.20% and down 8 basis points. The price of gold is up sharply, now at $4,503 an ounce, up $150 from yesterday at this time. Silver's risen $2 to over $66 an ounce. Oil prices are up another 50 cents from yesterday at just over $85.50 a barrel in the US, while the international Brent price is now just over $91.50 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar is up 50 basis points from yesterday at just on 59.3 US cents. Against the Aussie, we've risen 40 basis points at 83.3 Australian cents. Against the euro, we're little changed at 50.8 euro cents. That all means our trade-weighted index starts today at just under 62.8 and up 50 basis points from yesterday. And the Bitcoin price starts today at $68,163 and up a sharp 5.4% from yesterday. Volatility over the past 24 hours has also been high, at just on plus or minus 3.7%. You can get more news affecting the economy in New Zealand from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston. We'll do this again tomorrow.